Mark Raymundi from MMAfighting.com at UFC 235 Media Day with Ben Askren. Your UFC debut, my friend.
Yeah.
How does this feel? You're here. It's actually happy. You're wearing a UFC shirt.
Well, they made me do that.
What were you wearing before?
I was wearing just a Rudis, I think an AWA t-shirt, something like that, but you got to wear Reebok to these events, so yeah, nothing fancy. Just plain sweatpants and a Rudis shirt.
Chalk it up to being your first time. You didn't know. You didn't realize you have to wear Reebok.
No, you have to wear Reebok.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying, but you came in something else.
Well,
Not what you're saying?
I only have to worry back to this, end of the open workout, end of the weigh-ins, end of the fight, all that stuff. They're not paying me enough, though. I got put in that damn first bracket.
That's right. You one fight.
Yeah, I didn't think about it. If I would have thought about it, I probably should have negotiated the Reebok money up because they're not paying me enough.
Yeah, because only what five?
I think it's 3,500 only.
3,500.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
What would you make in like a one fight or a Bellator fight for sponsorship?
Well, I mean, sponsorship's been all over the place. When you think about back in the, even when I was like a nobody in Bellator, I made 20 grand right on a fight. That was the wild days. I mean, back then, guys, in the UFC were making six figures on sponsorship stuff. So it's kind of been all over the place.
Does it feel different though being here at a UFC media day? Is it a new experience, a different experience?
I don't. You know what? It's not like this. Just feels like this is what it should be. It doesn't feel different. Doesn't feel weird. It just feels normal. Which is probably a good thing, huh?
I mean, it should, right? But you don't seem like a guy that would kind of phase you anyway.
No, not really.
Robbie Lawler is a guy that when you came in, you kind of took aim at everyone on Twitter, except for Robbie Lawler. Kind of like one of the only guys.
Yeah, a couple, but yeah.
Is it even worth trash talking a guy like Robbie Lawler?
No, this is what I keep saying. Listen, one of the things that fighters, they just as a whole, they don't understand. They feel like no matter what, I have to trash talk. They feel like that, but we can tell when it's fake. We really, you as a fan, me as a fan, I can tell when they're faking. I can tell when there's no real beef there, and so when the fighters do it, like I said, kind of fraudulently, right? When they make up these fake beefs for no good reason whatsoever, we see right through it. It doesn't seem. It feels forced, doesn't seem real, and then it kind of, plays more negative than it does positive.
How do you beat Robbie Lawler?
Wrestle him. Right? Get close the distance, wrestle the shit out of him.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, listen, can you imagine a scenario where this is a ground battle and he wins? You can't. So, simple.
Can you get him down?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not saying 100% of the time, but I will get him down.
Kamaru Usman, we were just talking to him a few minutes ago, and he said that...
I'm sorry for that. It's probably painful.
It wasn't so bad. He said that the trolls on the internet are enjoying Ben Askren now, but when they see his fight, they're going to get off the Ben Askren bandwagon, so to speak, because I guess of your style of fighting.
Sure.
Any response to that?
Marty's had 7 decisions in his last 8 fights. If we're going to talk about exciting fighters, I mean, if you want to be a pot and call the kettle black, I guess you could do that, but... this is the thing that a lot of these guys don't get, and I kind of alluded to this earlier. It's that Marty's been in the UFC for 4 years. He was also on Tough, right? Which is, that gets a lot of presence on TV every single week. After all of that in the UFC hype machine, he still only has 40,000 Twitter followers. That means people find him so uninteresting. They've been exposed to him plenty of times. They find him so uninteresting they can't even click follow. And so, he can call them Twitter trolls, whatever. There's just something so fraudulent about his tough guy act, and a lot of other fighters for that matter. They're so unoriginal, so uninteresting that people don't even follow them on Twitter. This guy's had the UFC machine behind him for 4 years. He was on Tough, and he still has 40,000 Twitter followers. I mean, I've gained 90,000 Twitter followers in the last 2 months. And people just they enjoy. If you want to call it a shtick, but it's just me being me, right? People enjoy that. I say I'm doing something new. I'm saying something interesting. I'm not being fake like a lot of these guys are.
So let's say on Saturday you beat Robbie Lawler.
Yeah.
Then what? Because then you would have beaten the former champ. People are going to want to see you in big fights in welterweight, but obviously your good friend Tyron Woodley is the champion.
I already got my plane ticket booked.
You're going to fight there?
Well, I mean, if someone were to get hurt, I would, but I was more just going to force a call out of Darren Till or George Masvidal. Whoever wins that fight.
I see. But some people would say that's almost a step back from Robbie Lawler.
I mean, the winner of that, okay, so first of all, I don't like either one of them. So that would be that, in my mind, that's a step up, right? And then number 2 would be, the winner of that fight's going to be 3rd ranked, 4th ranked. I mean, the winner of that fight's going to be ranked very highly in this division. And like I said, for me, there's a lot of guys I want to fight. And so it doesn't always need to be. I don't need to go 6-4-2, right? That doesn't how it needs. If Robbie's what's he 5, I think. I mean, so that would be a step up because that'd be like a 5 and then a 3 or 4. But even if it was say Robbie was 3 and they were 5, that's still 2 really good guys, right? Take the top 6, 7 in this division, mix them up, throw them in a bag, and depending on what month it is, you're going to kind of come out in different directions. So as long as I'm fighting, I mean, it's not like I'm going from a 5 to a 25. Now that would be a step down. But if we're staying relatively close, that's a good place to be.
Is there any chance that there's a 165-pound division after this? After this fight, you think it could?
Oh, not that soon. I don't feel like it's that soon. I feel like it's like.
How do you convince him?
I don't need to. It's already done.
But is it though?
Sure. He just listen. I've been telling everyone this, and you're smart, so you're gonna answer.
That's debatable.
Well, okay, fair enough. I'm saying. How about this? You're well educated in the verses of mixed martial arts.
Also debatable, but
Dana said there would never be a women's division, didn't he?
Yes.
And there is. And we could go with 15 other things that Dana said that have now happened. What I have found is the harder he pushes against something, the more likely it is to happen. For whatever reason, he feels this need to have this veil of secrecy, but people see right through it. It's hilarious because people see through it. The harder he says something, for me, that's the more likely it is to happen.
Is there any chance at any point in time that you and Dana White will be best buds, driving in his car like he did with Conor down the Las Vegas Strip?
I mean, wild shit happens in the world, but that would be wild. That'd be one of the wildest. Wouldn't that be wild?
Have you spoken to him outside the press conference?
No,
not at all.
He doesn't want to talk to me. I don't know what his issue is.
You seem like a fun guy to hang out with, Ben.
I would be. I think that. Like I said, I don't know what his issue is. No one's ever explained to me. He's never explained to me. I don't know what his problem is. I tried to sit down with him, have a civil conversation, because that's what I do with people I don't see eye to eye with. He didn't want to sit down with me. So I don't know, unless you guys get what his issue is, I don't know.
Was this recent?
That was in New York when I got traded. He said, hey, we got to work together. Let's sit down and hash it out. And he said, we're good. Okay, whatever.
That settles it then.
Yeah.
Last thing, Ben. Any way for you to lure George St. Pierre out of retirement to get that fight?
Damn Canadian reporter somewhere a minute ago. I don't see him right now.
Not all Canadians know each other, you know.
Well,
mostly.
He's somewhere around here. I heard his accent, French-Canadian accent. And he said he talked to George and Faraz, and they're both just waiting for me to win a few more fights. Now, that makes sense, because he doesn't want to fight Tyron because Tyron hits too hard. He knows I don't hit that hard, so we're good to go.
Thanks, Ben. Good luck.
All right,
Appreciate it, man.